Hello everyone. Today we will discuss the explanation of coherence by ripple tank experiment. So for that, let's consider that there is some water in this tank and that water is calm. These two needles which are vibrating such that these have constant phase difference of vibration, these are allowed to touch the water surface. What will happen? These both needles, when these will touch the calm water surface, will produce ripples, or you can say will produce the waves in this calm water which is kept in the tank. So the top view of the water tank is shown over here. Now these are the waves which are produced by one needle. These are the waves which are produced by the second needle. We know that when these waves will travel forward, the crest of one wave will fall on the crest of the other wave at some places, and at some places the crest will fall on the trough. So here I have shown this is the case when crest is falling on the crest, right? So whenever a crest falls on a crest, suppose these are the two waves and crest of one falls on the crest of the second, then obviously the resultant will be the addition of these two according to the principle of superposition. So what will be the result in this case? In this, it will be the addition of these two. Right? So this is the case of construction. But in this case, when the crest of one is falling on the trough of the other, then what will be the case? The subtraction will be there. And wherever more amplitude is there, the resultant will be accordingly. So this is that destructive case, right? But in case the amplitude of both the waves is same, so I have shown here more accurately, if the amplitude is same and the crest of one is falling on the crest of the other, then constructive, that means these two will add up to give a resultant like this, right? In this case, when these are in, one crest of one is lying on the trough of the other, then what will happen? If the amplitudes are same, then these will cancel out and give zero displacement, zero resultant displacement, because the amplitudes are same, right? So here this amplitude will be 2a because this a and a is added. So this is the construction case. This is constructive interference. This is constructive interference. This is destructive interference. This is also destructive interference because the crest of one is falling on the trough of the other. So this is showing resultant zero amplitude, right? Now this I have shown to show how the crest and trough, when these fall on one another, or crest on the trough or crest on a crest, then what will be the case? This I have shown separately here. Now let's consider that these points where the disturbance is produced, these are sources S1 and S2, right? And we consider any point P for first case such that this distance S1P is equal to S2P. So there will be no path difference. So when there is no path difference means the waves which are starting from here, both the sources will reach here at the same time and there will not be any path difference. Means if it is covering, here it is two wavelengths. We know that this is one wavelength now. So we are discussing everything in this respect only. This is two wavelength. Look at this, and here also this is two wavelength because the path difference is 0 in this case. S2P minus S1P is 0, so no path difference. So this is the case when the crest of one is falling on the crest of the other and trough of one is falling on the trough of the other. So this is the case of constructive interference, and constructive interference means bright, right? So this was for explanation. I'll just separate this by some dotted line. Okay. So now here let's take the second case. Let's shift our P dash point somewhere towards the S1. Now let's check the path difference between S1p dash and S2p dash. Suppose one wave from S1 is reaching p dash by covering this distance lambda, and second one is reaching here by covering some distance 2 lambda. So here the path difference will be lambda. S2p dash minus S1p dash is lambda. That means crest of one is falling on the crest of the other and trough is falling on the trough of the other. So here what will form? There will be constructive interference, and we know that we have studied in 11th standard that lambda path difference is equivalent to 2 pi phase difference. So if we want to write this path difference in terms of pi, we will replace this by 2 pi, right? Now on the basis of this example, we are generalizing it that if path difference is plus minus n lambda, right, where n is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 lambda path difference I have shown here, 0 lambda path difference I have shown here. So if this is the case, this will show constructive interference. That means if phase difference of, instead of lambda, if we are writing 2 pi, this will give us the condition for in terms of the phase difference. So this will give us plus minus 2 n pi. This gives constructive interference. Let's take the third case, which is suppose first wave is reaching here by covering path length 2 lambda. Second wave is reaching here by covering distance 2 lambda plus lambda by 2. See, up to here, from here to here, it is lambda. From here to here, it is again lambda. And from here to here, it is lambda by 2. So this makes it 5 lambda by 2. So here also we can write in the same manner. S2p dash minus S1p dash is equal to lambda by 2. And in terms of phase difference, we can write, so this can be written as, if we are writing general form, so this will give you n plus 1 by 2 lambda. Again plus minus, because p dash may be closer to S1 or S2, any. Now this shows destructive. Why? Because this part is falling on the trough of the first one. So that's why there will be destructive interference. So here this is showing the condition for destructive interference. This is destructive. Right? Similarly, we can write in terms of phase difference. Phase difference is equal to plus minus n plus 1 by 2. For lambda, I will replace it by 2 pi, right? So this will be the condition for destructive interference. So these are the conditions which we have derived by explaining the concept of coherence. So these are the coherent sources which are produced from the waves which are produced from the two needles which are vibrating in the same phase, right? So this is how the condition of constructive and destructive interference is derived by using this experiment. I hope you understood this basic concept. Now we'll proceed to some technical aspects. That's all for now. Have a nice day.